Yeah, see, that was clean, right? Yeah, it was clean. Sure. You gotta get librarian in here. Peace and welcome back to the channel. I am going to take you through the Shadowbox Final for UFC Fight Night. Kevin Vachejos versus Josh Emmett. It was in Vegas, and then I'm going to take you through the War Report, the Warlord accuracy review to see how we did there. You probably see from the thumbnail that we went 7-3 on the night. That doesn't tell the whole story. For all my people out there, the very few of you who managed to get Warlord this week, if you have the subscription or if you bought the single card, please do us a favor, show your friends, show them the War Report, show them how we did, show them what's in there, show them how fantastic it is. We need to get this thing out there to more people so we can start curb stomping these books. All right, so let's go over the losses first. Don't worry, cousins, this won't take long. All right, we lost our premium play, 100 down. We lost it. We took Vitor Petrino and Omar C on the money line, both of them to win. It was plus 108. We got that on FanDuel. Petrino wins his fight. Omar C does not. I'm not ready to say it was a bad look, but we are ready to call Omar C. He's no heart Omar from now on. He was doing all right in the fight. I think he might have even been ahead just slightly. I mean, the fight had just started. He tapped in the first round. He started to grapple with Cutelaba. They scrambled. And Cutelaba got him in the gilly. No heart Omar did not fight the hands whatsoever. He did not try to escape at all. He tapped immediately. No heart Omar. He will not be on our betting card. Man. What else did we take? What else did we lose on? We lost on Vitor Petrino. We had him 3 times. Had him in the 100 down play. We had him solo to win inside distance, and we had him to get a knockout. Did not think he was going to go for a sub, although he did get a rear naked strangle on guy. He almost had him. Listen, both of these guys almost put each other out several times. I told you Steve Asplund was a soldier. I did not know he was that much of a soldier. Listen, he got his mouthpiece knocked out of his mouth. They played it in slow motion. He's a mouthpiece knocked out all the way across the ring. His face was a mask of blood. And at the end of the fight, he was saying, come on, let's go. Steve Concrete Asplund. Now there's a guy who fights for your money, fights for his money. I was very impressed with Steve Asplund and also with Vitor Petrino. Asplund had him wobbly on some shaky legs a couple times. He couldn't get him out of there. Both these guys with big power. Usually when you see these guys with big power and the fights go the distance, it's because they're afraid of each other and they're not really banging like they should be. These guys were banging. They were throwing. It was an awesome fight. To all you card bitchers out there, oh, this card isn't that good. Almost every single fight was fantastic on this card. That's why you don't judge the cards before you watch the cards. So those are our 3 losses. Let's get to the wins now. And let's talk about some of these fantastic fights on the card. Marwin Rahiki. I told you guys about Marwin Rahiki. I gave you guys 8 bets on the Shadowbox Final. I came back with another 2 Saturday morning on social media. One of the first ones I gave out, one of the first people I told you to look for was Marwin Rahiki. Told you all about it in the breakdown video. You guys can still go back and watch that if you'd like. Marwin Rahiki by KO. We put half a unit on. I thought he would probably get it done in the second round. Harry Hardwick lost not the same exact way he lost the first round, but I mean his first fight, but it was a doctor stoppage in his first fight. This Fight here, I guess he stopped it, but the doctors confirmed Marlon Rahiki broke Harry Hardwick's jaw during the fight. Harry Hardwick fought through the round, getting hit in the jaw, mouth hanging open, blood pouring. Harry Hardwick stayed in the fight. Then he told his corner, that his jaw was all effed up. Watch the fight, you'll see back. See, my jaw is all, I think it's broken. So he broke his jaw. They stopped the fight. It's the second fight he had stopped in a row because he just got the hell beat out of him. But the guy is tough, and he showed major improvement from his first fight to his next fight. If he can stay healthy, I don't really mind watching Harry Hardwick fight. He really did a lot better than he did that first time out against Kai Fernandez. And his opponent, he did just what I told you he would. He's fast, he's slick. We love Marlon Rahiki. We're really looking for him. He's got to get his hands out. Harry Houdini was tagging him for a while, and he was hitting him with good combos. I think Marlon Rahiki was expecting him to stop after he hit him with a 1-2. But Rahiki didn't stop. Hit him with a 1-2, and then a 3, and a 4, and sometimes he kicked it and hit him with a knee. So he did try to work on the leg. As you know, he got Harry Hardwick got his leg kicked off his first match. That's how he lost. Just like straight leg kicks. Kai Fernandez was playing with his food. Rahiki came out and tried to kick the leg. And a couple times, Harry Hardwick checked the kick and laughed, got a big old smile on his face. Those guys were out there having fun. Everybody was out there having fun. I think it was a fantastic night. It's definitely a fantastic night for us. So Marlon Rahiki, that's the first one we're going with on the call for the win. Also, we took Jillian Robertson plus 175 to win by decision. We put a whole unit on that. She smashed. She controlled the whole fight. I think Grandma Lemos, Amanda Lemos is grandmother. I think Lemos won the first round. It was close. She was tagging Jillian. I wasn't worried though. Savage Red got her down every single round. She controlled more than, I want to say, 7 to 8 minutes of the fight on the ground. She had some ground pounding. She kept transitioning. She kept Lemos down. There's some people who may not like that type of fighting, but we're throwing money. We don't care what type of fight. We want to win. And we knew what we were getting, and that's what you want. You want to know what you're getting. Go in there and get exactly that, and that's what we did. It was fantastic. Thank you, Jillian Robertson. We had her solo, full unit, plus 175. We also had Jillian Robertson parlayed with Charles Johnson on Bet365 off of that. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a whole unit. And we put the Castle parlay on Bet365. That's what it was. Kevin Chejos, Bia Mesquita, and Jose Delgado. That was minus 130. We put a unit and a half on that. That one hit. Delgado's looking a little iffy there. Of course, Kevin Chejos and Bia Mesquita won both of their fights in the first round. They both stopped their opponents. So that was Castle Parlay. That hit again. This is the second time in 3 weeks and 3 out of 4 weeks that we hit the Castle Parlay, which, that's what we want. The Castle Parlay is our position of safety. It is our unit stagger. Next up on cards. I just told you Charles Johnson was part of the it was just a 2-leg parlay with Jillian Robertson on Bet365 that we put a whole unit on. Wasn't one of the it wasn't one of the named parlays that we usually throw in there. It's just something we threw together. We threw that together late because we got Charles Johnson early on DK minus 175. We put a half a unit on that. He wins a split decision in an excellent fight against Bruno Silva. Charles didn't look as good as I expected him to look, and Bruno looked better. Bruno showed the improvement, and he still didn't show enough improvement to win. It was a split decision, but one judge had it 30-27. Charles Johnson takes it 1 points. The house special this week, it was plus 188. We put a whole unit on it. Itebek Orbai, Marlon Rahiki, and Jillian Robertson. I just told you all three of those. 1 plus 188 full unit. Smash! Yeah, we killed him. Did excellent this weekend. If you tailed, you're welcome. If you didn't, no, seriously, you guys got to get on the train at some point. Warlord, our system goes 11-3, 79% on Warlord. Warlord is banging this week. I cannot wait till next week. So I'm trying to keep this rolling. I want to get to the world report and just tell you how that went. Warlord is not a system picker. It's not a fight picker. It is an evaluation system. It goes over the fights, it evaluates them. It tells you what paths are most likely to win for each fighter, how they can win. If it gives you a pick on who will win, then it gives you also the counter case of what would stop that original lean from happening. That is where Warlord's accuracy really comes in, because, you know, it might go 11-3 on this card, but if you got Warlord this week, if you read the evaluation, you'd see that the 2 losses went exactly a week. 2 of the 3 losses went exactly like Warlord said they would go if the winner. So as far as accuracy, it was pretty much 13-14, but we're looking at what we won, so I digress. All right, Elijah Smith versus Young Yu. Warlord says Elijah Smith by decision. We do not let the methods keep us off the wins. If we won, we keep it moving. You know, the second fight on the card was the Spaniard Sosa and Juan Lacerda. Sosa's first fight in the UFC. Yeah, he was a beast. This was a battle. Excellent fight. Juan Lacerda showed up a lot better than everybody thought he would. He came out and showed hands. He was the better grappler, although Sosa scrambled well. But Sosa won it on the feet, striking. Bloody affair. They went to war. I love it. Sosa was the winner. Warlord picked Sosa, or it evaluated the fight and came back with Sosa as the most likely winner. It did not reach the threshold for either one of the finishes. So the next fight was Pia Mesquita versus Montserrat Randon. Warlord flagged this fight. It reached the 40% threshold for submission for Pia Mesquita, and she submitted her opponent in the first round. Was it the first round? Let me check on it real quick here. Yeah, it was ugly, man. It was ugly. I just watched the fight back this morning. I can't remember. You watch 50 million fights and the same fighters time and time again. I feel like I just watched like 10 Via Mesquita Jiu-Jitsu fights, and you know, I'm watching her fight back again this morning. The way she submitted her opponent, she submitted Montserrat Randon early. I thought Randon would have more on it. I did not, in fact, go to X and reply to the gentleman who said this was going to be the biggest fraud check in women's MMA in the last decade, talking about Via Mesquita getting fraud checked by Randon. Listen, this same guy picked Harry Hardwick to beat Marlon Rahiki, sorry. Yeah. So when it comes down to it, you know who you should be going to. All right. Keeping it moving. Balaji Oki and Manuel Sosa. This one, I want to say it's a bad, but the system picked, it was not a battery. The system picked Balaji Oki to win this fight. And I tell you what, after the first round, Sosa won handily. Oki won the second round. I thought we were doing this. Oki had Sosa. Sosa looked tired. He looked gassed, and he was taking shots. He was getting backed up. All his momentum for the first round was stopped. And he came out in third round. Like, he just drank some gummy berry juice, y'all. He came out in the third round with almost as much energy he had in the first round. He was walking through Oki's hits. He was treating him like he wasn't there. He was screaming at him, beating his chest. Where does this come from in the third round after you were just gassed? That's very interesting. In his previous fights outside UFC and the regional scene, he's knocking everybody out. He had not shown a second win like that. I think that's very, very interesting. But that's all I have to say about that. Next fight was my mid-Tibet Orobai versus Chris Curtis. This was one-way traffic. Orobai did Orobai things the whole entire fight. It almost looked like Jillian and Amanda Lemos, but Chris Curtis didn't even get that much off. He just got controlled the whole fight, and Orobai won that easily. I do not know why we did not use him in the premium play. We've used Mike Tibet Orobai twice already in 100 downs. He has never not come through for us. That guy is a money maker. We like him a lot. Next up, Brad Tavares, Eric Anders. This was the third loss on the card. The only other loss on the card. We didn't bet this fight, but if you're talking Warlord and accuracy, the system picked Tavares by decision. You guys know it was a very, very close fight. I think a lot of people were surprised by the Eric Anders decision, but I thought it was a great fight. Two veterans, they both showed up. They were both very entertaining and fantastic. Next, it was Charles Johnson and Bruno Silva. We already talked about that fight. Charles Johnson won, split decision. I don't think it should have been a split decision in the first place, but in saying that, I think Bruno Silva showed up, acquitted himself well. He had a fantastic fight. He just did not get it done. We went over Vitor Petrino and Steven Asplund. Fantastic fight. Bloody war. 3 rounds. Did not expect it to go 3 rounds. Warlord had Petrino. Yes, over the threshold. Yes, by KO. He did not get it done. Warlord also had Metebek, Orobai, and Charles Johnson win it by decision. And yes, they both did win by decision. System had Jose Delgado winning, although no method was flagged. No method reached the 40% threshold, and Jose Delgado won by decision. Yeah, I thought the line was a little wide on that one. I thought Feely's a veteran, tough presence. I thought Feely would give Delgado some trouble, and he did. But Delgado handled it. He adapted in the second, third rounds. He took over. I think maybe Feely won that second round. Feely won the first round, and then Delgado maybe won second too. I know Delgado got much better as the fight went on. In that third round, he looked amazing, and we expected that the whole time. Next, working our way down. We talked about Omar Sy and Ian Kutelaba. Do not want to talk about that fight ever again. Jillian Roberts and Amanda Lemos. We also went over that briefly. Just short of one-way traffic. Lemos showed hands. She showed she was a better striker. We knew that coming in. She was piecing up Jillian in the face, but as soon as Jillian got down, that was a wrap, just like we said it would be. And then last but not least, the main event, Kevin Vallejos versus Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett, power counter puncher, a little bit past his time. Still great to watch. He hung in there. Kevin Shadowbox is an animal. He's a machine. We knew what he was coming to do. He was put in this fight at these odds as a showcase. He was going to show out. He did not disappoint. We took him inside distance. It was only minus 139, so we put a 1.5 units on it. Stack up. And that's it, man. I'm going to get that number. I just did not want to keep you long. And I didn't want to take any more time before I got on the mic. I just had to come out and just do it, get it done. Because I be politicking sometimes. Not today, though. I had to come out and let you know. We'll be breaking down UFC London here right now. We've already started breaking it down before we did this video. This video wraps up Vegas and UFC Fight Night. We're going to wrap it up and ball it up, throw it in the trash. We're going to put some money in the bank account, and we will see you for the recap. UFC London, it is next Saturday. We're going to London. Ow! I can't wait to see what we put on the soundtrack on Instagram. You guys know we're on Instagram. We put the soundtrack out to all the plays on the comment, man. Get with the program, man. Yo, peace. Thank you. If you like the video, hit that like button. Please subscribe. We got all kinds of things going on. You can get over to the website and check it out if you're really interested. If not, I will hit you with all kinds of commercials during the next video. Peace.